So hey guys, welcome to another episode of TR's Corner. We're definitely going to go along the line of creepy stories again, like I was talking about two or three or four. I talked about in the previous video of TR's Corner. So I do have another haunted story to tell you today. Nothing really bad happened. It kind of like the one where I thought I saw the ghost in my house. Nothing really happened. It's just something I thought I saw. Clearly, somebody else saw it, so I wasn't imagining it. But from what I saw, for me, it felt like something paranormal. And today's story is very much along that line again. My family and I, we were returning home from a long road trip. I don't even know where we went to for this road trip. I think we either went to Florida or something like that. And we stopped at this one hotel, and it was during the summer, so a lot of hotels were booked. A lot of no vacancy signs were flashing, and the hotels, that was a sign, like everybody needed a hotel and to stay at one. And so for this one road trip, we almost were gonna completely go home without a hotel. We were gonna completely do like a full night of just driving in the car. My mom and dad were gonna switch off. I don't think my brother and I had our licenses at the time, so neither one of us could contribute to the driving. And I think we were in the van, and my parents don't like my brother and I driving the van. So we were on this road trip, and we just couldn't find a spot. We tried several hotels, and none of them had any open vacancies for rooms, specifically, for a family of four like we were. And it got to the point, it was really late. I think it was probably about maybe 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night. My dad was exhausted. My mom was exhausted. My brother and I were even exhausted, and we weren't even driving in this road trip. And so it just got to the point where every hotel we stopped by, we at least stopped to see if there was any form of vacancy available. And I think this was for a Comfort Inn, and I don't even remember which state this was in. And so yeah, we finally found a vacancy for a family of four for a hotel room for the night. It was non-smoking, like we always like the non-smoking rooms because we're not smokers. And so we found this non-smoking family of four room, two big beds, so my brother and I could have one. My parents could have the other one. And so we got all our stuff in. We got to finally stay tonight. We were worried that we were going to have to pull an all-nighter with this road trip with this final day because we were actually really close to home, I think, for this. So that's another reason why we wanted to do an all-nighter to see if we could pull it off and just sleep for a long time as soon as we got home. And so we were doing this. Here, let me put my charger. Yeah, I gotta charge my computer. So we were in this hotel room, and where the real story comes in is it wasn't until around nighttime, and even the morning after. I'll try to see if I can get to detail about that. The hotel was fine at first. It was just like your typical hotel. It had an arcade, it had a pool, room service was nice, the rooms were fine. It was kind of weird though. When we were getting into our room, while comfortable in it, my dad heard across the hotel hall, whoever was staying in the room, right next to us. There was this dad that like couldn't shut up his kid, and he was whining and crying, and for some odd reason, he was always telling the wife, "Oh well, the boy just doesn't get what he wants, and I'm doing the best I can to make sure that he's getting what he wants, and things like that." So it was kind of weird. No, but that wasn't the creepy part. The creepy part, in fact, this guy shut up after maybe 15 minutes of being like, "Oh well, the boy's fine," and all that kind of crap. Um, but the real creepy part is when we were actually staying the night. And I woke up in the middle of the night. It was one of those kind of nights where, the pillows in this hotel room weren't very comfortable, so it was kind of hard to fall asleep, to be quite honest. And I swear to God, down from the bed for me, I saw a pair of red eyes. Imagine if you've seen like Nightmare Before Christmas, imagine those red eyes underneath the stairs near the beginning of the movie. Just like that. It looked like a pair of red eyes. No idea what it was. It was hiding in darkness, so either a creature was hiding or something. And yeah, it was freaky. I woke my brother up. He saw it. My parents saw it. My dad claimed, and even to this day, he'll tell you that something from the alarm clock was something like metallic was across the room, shining back at us. It was one of those things like the reflection. Science. I'm not a very good science person, but somehow in science, the reflection made it look like there was this pair of red dots floating when it was really the red letters from the red numbers from the alarm clock. interfering with that metal pot of some kind and it formed that. That's just my dad's opinion. I truly think I did see a pair of red eyes in this hotel room. I truly think this hotel was haunted. Now, I'll get into more detail of further evidence of why I think it's haunted. Um, so yeah, I had to deal with the rest of the night looking with this pair of red eyes staring back at me, and I gotta say those things were freaky. I was probably like in seventh or eighth grade when this happened, and yeah, that was a very uncomfortable night. I had a very uncomfortable time sleeping that night. And so now I'm going to talk about why I think this hotel we stayed at was haunted. Um, Throughout the night, I heard people always walking around in the hallways, always walking around. I felt like nobody was in bed. There was like kind of not really whispers, but like people always kind of quietly talking amongst themselves. So that kind of added the creepiness with the red eyes. I don't think if it was a ghost with the red eyes, I don't think the voice came from them. It wasn't one of those "I need this from you," kind of thing. It wasn't like that. And so, what was really creepy was the following morning when we were getting breakfast. I was, I slept like crap. I slept really well in the car that day on the way back home. Yeah, I slept like crap. I was tired. They had, how when you stay in a hotel room, they always have like the free breakfast thing the following morning. So we took advantage of that, and I was getting a bowl of cereal or something, and this was probably as creepy, if not creepier, than the red eyes I saw at night. Um, there was a bunch of old guys, and they were here's the creepy thing: they were there when we were checking in the night before, the same exact spots, looking up at the TV, the same TV the whole time, on the same station. Nobody was talking. It was a bunch of old guys, like I said, in the same clothes, same position. You could almost put mannequins in these people's positions, and they would have been in the same position that they were sitting in this the whole time. And they literally were like living mannequins. Imagine mannequins that could breathe. That's what these old people were. Um, yeah, I couldn't eat my breakfast in the room. It was just too freaky. I'm like, this is exactly what it looked like. When we checked in last night, these people were in the same position, watching the same channel. I doubt any of them went to the bathroom or slept or anything. It was just really freaky. It's just like none of them made eye contact, and it was freaky. I really was creeped out by this hotel we were staying in. So I ate my cereal back in the hotel room we were staying in, and yeah, I was glad that we got out of there immediately that morning to head home, and I finally got some rest in the car. But yeah, that was a freaky hotel. So out of all the hotels we stayed at, I know for a fact that that place was probably haunted. There was something going on that the clerk up front didn't want to tell us about. And the fact that there was a vacancy there out of all these hotels we had to drive by, to get home, and the fact that that was the only one that we could find that had a vacancy that wasn't, a really, really cheap motel. And to be honest, I probably would have preferred the motel over this place again. Um, yeah, it was freaky. Not a good hotel I want to stay in ever again. Like I said, if I knew the state, I would have told you. I'm pretty sure it was a Comfort Inn somewhere, though, not Wisconsin. So you can sleep easy if you live in Wisconsin. Yeah, I think we were coming back from Florida or something for this trip. So that's today's TR's Corner episode, you guys. If you have a creepy hotel story, feel free to tell me about it down below, and I will see you guys here for a future video.